today it's an important video because we're going to talk about how Ho Chi Minh City will change and will evolve in the future. And for this video, actually, I will bring you over there in this building. So in the middle, you see landmark. It won't be in this tower, but on the other tower, a residential area that I will bring you so you can really see the big picture of Ho Chi Minh City. So here, this place is called actually Sala. So it's been a district that has been booming for the last probably 10 years. And very recently, they are expanding the city. And as you saw on the beginning of the video here, you have a lot of projects, new residential area. Usually on the basement, you have convenience store, shops, and then on the upper side of the buildings, you have a huge residential area, usually apartments. It can be 1 bedroom, 2, 3 bedroom apartments, and then the penthouse in the top of the building. So now we're gonna go directly in the apartment over there. It's a 3 bedroom apartment that worth around $500,000. I'm talking about US dollar. And then in that apartment, I'm gonna show with you the research and the insight from Dragon Capital. That is one of the top influencing funds that invested massively in Vietnam, and they are super bullish on the real estate market. So you're gonna discover everything in this video. Let's get started. So here we are in the middle of all the different blocks. So as you see on my back, we were before on Sala, just there where there were the big flower and the nice park. So here it's really the condominium I was mentioning about. As you see, most of the condominiums are usually designed the same. So we have the swimming pool area in the middle and all the different blocks and units around. You have also usually a barbecue area when you can hang out with friends and enjoy good time after your work, and you have as well a kid area where you can have small games and you can have all your family gathering here and have good time. And finally, you have on the right side directly the fitness center. So it's very nice. You can enjoy some fitness activities while looking out the swimming pool. So how you see a little bit of this quick illustration about what is on the garden side. And now we're going to reach the $500,000 property that is located right there. So here we are in the apartment. So as I mentioned before, it's a 3 bedroom apartment, and we are here on the high end up to the luxury kind of apartment we have in Vietnam. So the real estate developer is Sala, as I mentioned before, and here you have those kind of small detail that you see in luxury apartments. This project has about 3 years, so it's been launching in 2015, finalized in the beginning of 2018, and the price times 3 in 6 years. So you imagine how the investors are really putting strong spotlight on this part of the city. We're gonna go now to the balcony and I'm gonna show you the nicest part of this apartment. See how the view is very nice. So we are here on the 21st floor of the building, and we really have a big view on all the parts of Ho Chi Minh City. So we have on this side District 2 over there. So this is the expat district, and over there this is District 9. So this is where the whole city will start to move, and many real estate projects are and will be go in this direction of the city. Obviously, why? Because District 1, the heart of the city is already very packed. The density of the people is very high in the downtown, so that's why the city needs to expand. And the master plan of the city is that Thu Thiem should be the center or the global megalopolis of Ho Chi Minh City. So we are probably here in the really center that will be here in a 5, 10, 15 years, and we should see more and more complex and more people moving to that part of the city to finally reach Long Tan Airport. That is a big project that is planned to be released in the next upcoming years. So what I like here is that it's still very green around. You see there are still a lot of available lands, and more in this side of the city we have the port. So as you may know, Vietnam is a huge manufacturer, so they have a lot of factories located in Long An, in Dong Nai, and over there this is one of the ports that all those manufacturers are exporting overseas. The highway that we have here is actually Hanoi Highway, so it may be a little bit noisy here, especially when you have a motorbike and trucks sometime, but just a couple of seconds before when I was in the apartment, this is really quiet. So the standing of this apartment is quite high, so they really put good materials into building this kind of condominium. And over there you have really salas, so a couple of different blocks and units, and all this part of the city is made by the same real estate developer. So let's go now inside so you can finally discover all the rooms and little things of this apartment. So inside this apartment here we are on the main room, so it's a full furnished apartment. We have here a very nice table and a full furnished kitchen with nice brands for the microwave, for the fridge, and as well as this kitchen. So if you are having a family, I don't know, 3, 4 kids, I think this is a good kind of apartments that you can have here. And you see in Vietnam you have a lot of small detail, and you see here that we have this outdoor area, so it's very convenient. If you are cooking, you can just open this door and you have all the smell go outside, and you have here those kind of washing and drying machine, so you can easily clean your clothes and hang them here. So we're gonna go now in the main parts of the apartment. So we have here 3 bedrooms, so 2 tiny rooms as well as the master bedroom. So we have here a small desk, so if you work from home you can use this place. Here is the first bedroom, so kind of tiny, but I guess it's still a good sizing. If you have, for instance, kids, you have 1 bed, you have here the wardrobe, and we have here a very nice view, so the same view as before. So here is the second bedroom, so it's the same style as the previous one. AC, like very simple design. The bed here, the nice view, and then the place here to hang the clothing. And finally we have here the master bedroom. So this is the last one. We have here the nice bed and similar TV, full furnished, and the same view as before. And now let's go to the private bathroom. So this room has its own bathroom. So here we go. So you see in terms of materials, it's usually very nice, like very simple decoration, but it's like what we have here in those kind of real estate projects. And we have here the thing that you may see a lot in Asia and of course in Vietnam as well. And because it's the master bedroom, you have here a lot of wardrobe that provide you a huge capacity to store your clothing. And now I finish by the bathroom. So pretty similar as the other one, kind of simple bathroom, a little bit small, but have everything that you need if you are having some people coming to your place and they can use that bathroom. So I hope now you have a more clearer picture about what is it in terms of standing, about high-end and luxury apartments that you can have here in Vietnam. So to give you a little bit more context about this exact project, when the project was just launched in 2015, the entry price to enter that project
was about 1.5K per square meter, and nowadays those apartments are sold for about 5K per square meters. It means that in 6 years we observe around times 3 in terms of value for those kind of projects. So you have a lot of people who are saying that there is a real estate bubble in Vietnam, and obviously when we check those kind of price going that high, that vast, I understand why those people have this observation about the Vietnamese real estate. Of course, I come from France, and in France, you know, we have what, like 10–15% maybe of growth per year, and when we go to developing countries, we can have those kind of increase in terms of price. So this is some of the concerns some foreign investor may have, and there are also a lot of downside in real estate. It's not that easy for foreign investors to enter that market. And to give you a better understanding about Vietnam real estate market, there's been a release a couple of days ago from Dragon Capital. I have the study here on my laptop, so we can jump into and you can see what this fund is seeking about real estate market. So first, few words about Dragon Capital. So they've been in Vietnam for about 2 decades, so 20 years. And basically they help foreign investors, foreign funds to enter Vietnamese market. They have a very deep understanding about the local market here. They've been here for a while and they made very good and profitable deals in different industries. And they are very bullish on the Vietnam real estate market. So they provide basically for foreign funds different ranges of products, so you can find more on their website. But the most interesting thing is the article that it released a few days ago on Cafe F. So this is a popular website in Vietnam, and they basically say that real estate have 3 cycles. So you have the bicycle cycle, you have the motorcycle cycle, and you have the car cycle. So this article is basically from the insight from Mr. Lê Anh Tuan, that is the deputy CEO of Dragon Capital. And we see here the different cycles. So we got in 1986 to 1996 the bicycle cycle, then the semi, so the motorbike cycle, and finally the xe auto, so the car cycle. And basically in this article they explain and they compare Vietnam now and the Vietnamese real estate to China 15 years ago, and they really benchmark and they really take different components. We have, for instance, here in this chart the differences between the infrastructure. So here this is the infrastructure, the public investment to develop the city here, as well as the GDP per capita. And we see here the comparison between China 15 years ago and you know probably how has been booming the real estate sector in China over the last 15 years. And here with those different benchmark and indexes, he compares the Vietnamese real estate market to China. And finally, the interesting part about this article is when they compare the different cycles and how, you know, the people were looking to find properties around their area. So of course in the bicycle time, people wanted to be, you know, in the downtown of Ho Chi Minh City. And that's why, as I mentioned, District 7 was not popular at all when they launched projects in that district. And you know, more and more people get like new way of moving around, and then now with this like new era of auto, basically people living and working in Ho Chi Minh City can look for properties that will be probably in Long An, in Dong Nai, in Binh Nhung, where you have a lot of manufacturing areas, as well as in Mekong Delta, for instance, right? So just people will look for other projects outside of this big city. And obviously if you are a foreign investor and if you want to diversify your asset and probably look for other parts of the region that may have good potential, you can also have a look in those different areas. So here is from the study about Dragon Capital. Hope you guys like their perspective. They've been here for a while, so I guess it's a very interesting things to know what those hedge funds and funds are thinking about Vietnam. I'm here for a while. I have my life here, I have a business here. I did invest in a couple of real estate projects already, but I know that some people may be a little bit skeptical about investing in emerging countries. I'm fully aware about that, and I definitely invite people to do their due diligence. It can be always being diversified, checking developers, checking what's the regulation behind any kind of countries you want to invest into. In Vietnam, as I mentioned before, there are some regulation and limitation for foreigners, but it's always, you have some risk, but it sometimes comes with big reward. So if you guys enjoy this video, you can leave me your comment below, and don't forget to leave a thumbs up. If you want to invest into real estate markets, you can also ping me out. I will leave all my details below so we can learn with each other and discuss about that. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Down and I'ma get it right, dead on sight like